Hey guys, Gina Blackman here. Today I wanted to do a quick video about beginning the keto diet. So I'm not an expert yet. I consider myself still a beginner. And truth be told, I am not 100% keto at this point. I am what I like to call keto-ish. But I have been studying the keto diet and learning a lot about it. And I have a lot of customers who are 100% keto. So I've come up with some tips to share with you for getting started with the keto diet. Okay, so if you're not familiar with the keto diet and what it's all about, people think that it is basically the Atkins diet, which is false. The Atkins diet, I believe, was low carb, higher fat, higher protein. With the keto diet, it is low carb, high fat, moderate protein. So you're really eliminating all of those carbohydrates and you're getting your carbs now from natural sources like fruits and vegetables. And to stay in ketosis, which is the main goal of the keto diet. And once you're in ketosis, that is when your body is completely using fat for fuel. It's burning that fat for fuel. And being in ketosis is where all the benefits are. You start feeling amazing, you have energy, that brain fog is gone, you're sleeping better. There's so many benefits to being in ketosis. It is hard to get there through diet for some people. And the way it works is you typically want to stay under 30 grams of carbs, net carbs a day. Some people have issues with, diabetes or medications they're taking, and some people might need to alter that number a little bit, but those people I hopefully would be working with a doctor who could help them get to where they need to be. But you want to stay under 30 net carbs, and to figure out the net carbs, you can track regular carbs if you want. I prefer to track net carbs, and the way that you figure out a net carb is by taking the total number of carbohydrates when you're looking at the nutrition labels and subtracting the number of the grams of fiber from the total carbohydrates. So if there's 10 carbohydrates, 5 grams of fiber, your total net carbs for that would be 5. It's pretty easy once you get the gist of it, but you want to stay under those 30 grams, and then you want your 70% of your diet's going to be from those healthy fats. 20% is going to be from proteins, and then the last 10%, that's going to be your carbs. But like I said, not your typical carbs. It's going to be coming from fruit and veggies. You want to stay under that 20 grams of protein, because once you get higher than that, and I said this in another video, your body starts using that protein and turning it into glucose like it would carbohydrates. And the whole point of being in ketosis is burning that fat for fuel. And once you go beyond that protein limit and you get into that glucose again, your body's going to be using that glucose, and you're going to have those spikes and those crashes. But ketones are your preferred source or fuel source for your brain. That was hard to say. So that's why everybody feels so good when they're in ketosis or when they're on the keto diet, because that is what your body prefers. That is when you are at like maximum level, is when you are burning fat for fuel. And that is the end goal of the keto diet, is to be in that state for as much as possible. I'm going to give you a quick version of how to get started. That's the basis of what the keto diet is and what the point of it is. And now I'll give you some tips to get started. So when starting the keto diet, you want to kind of go through your pantry, go through your fridge, unless you have an obscene amount of self-control. Get rid of the stuff that you're not going to be eating anymore. I mean, obviously, if you have a spouse and kids, you're going to be keeping the stuff that they eat as well. But just kind of separate it so that you have, the keto-friendly stuff and then their stuff separate, so it's not always staring you in the face. And really start looking at labels. Learn how to read them. Like I said, learn how to calculate the net carbs. Look at the carbohydrates in everything. Look at the grams of sugar and everything, and just really learn how to read labels. And I mentioned earlier about tracking your macros, and that's making sure you're staying with 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% carbs. That's not easy to do right off the bat, so I always suggest using the Carb Manager app. It really kind of tells you exactly, like based on your weight and how many grams you're trying to stay under, it tells you exactly how much you need of each a day. And you can put all your food into it and it breaks it all down so you see exactly where it's all coming from. As you're starting the keto diet, that is a great resource to kind of help you learn what you should be eating each day, because it's hard to make that shift. It's hard to shift from, you know, a regular diet or a low fat, low calorie diet, now switching over to keto. So that's a really great way to kind of help you learn what you need to eat and how much of everything. But once you start eliminating those carbs, I mean, when you eliminate anything, your body might go through withdrawals the first week. That's totally normal. That's just something that happens when you're eliminating anything in your diet, and eliminating sugars and carbohydrates like that is definitely gonna affect you a little bit, but you might have withdrawals for about a week. You might feel a little shitty. It's typical. It's a week, get past that, and then you're in the good stuff. But an important thing to keep in mind with the keto diet, which again is different from typical diets, is there's no calorie counting. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about keto, is that you're not basing what you're eating on calories. You're basing what you're eating on how your body feels. Like, it's not like, oh, it's 12 o'clock, I should probably have lunch, because that's what people do at 12 o'clock, right? No, you wait until you feel hungry. And that's your body telling you, like, okay, I need some fuel, it's time to eat. When you're going through, when your body was burning glucose for energy, you'd have those spikes and those dips, and those spikes and those crashes. And when you're crashing, your body makes you feel hungry because it wants to get back up again. It wants to kind of level off again. Most of the time, you're not truly hungry, and it can be hard to break that habit of, you know, eating because it's time to eat. But really, you have to listen to your body. And when you actually feel those hunger pains, then you know that your body is ready for food, that it is actually time to eat. And the good thing about the keto diet is that you end up actually eating less, because fats keep you fuller longer. So you could go hours without feeling hungry, and that's totally normal. You don't have to eat just because that's what you think is right. You just really listen to your body and wait for it to tell you that it's ready for fuel, and that's your cue to eat. So it kind of helps eliminate all that mindless snacking, that emotional eating. I never realized how much I stuffed my face randomly throughout the day when I wasn't even hungry until I started doing this. And I'd find myself in the pantry looking around and thinking, I'm not even hungry. Like, why am I here? So it's a great way to really tap into your body and understand, like, when you actually do need food and when it's, you know, the emotional eating or something else causing you to eat. Okay, so eliminate the foods from your life that you cannot eat, or put them somewhere to hide them. Download the Carb Manager app when you're first starting so you can learn how much you should be eating of everything. Learn how to read labels, learn how to calculate your net carbs. Most importantly, eat those fats. That is the #1 tip for starting the keto diet, because for me it was so hard to understand that now I need fats are good. So eat those good fats. Make sure that you are getting plenty of them, because once you switch over to the keto diet, that is your body's main fuel source, is fats. And you need to be giving that to your body. You need to be replenishing those fats so that your body has enough fuel to run off of. And like I said, just listen to your body. You really, when starting the keto diet, you really have to change your way of thinking and really understand that fats are good. We've been programmed to think that they're bad for so long, but they're not. There are so many good fats out there. When you're looking at meats, also, you want to be careful. You know, everybody thinks like, well, chicken's fine. And of course it's fine, eat it. But chicken is higher protein, lower fat. So you have to kind of be careful with how much chicken. I mean, I used to eat chicken with every single meal, but now you want to mix in like the ground beef again, because that's higher fat, lower protein. And you just want to make sure that you're really knowing what's in all of your foods, because like I wouldn't have thought before that chicken is, I mean, I know chicken's high in protein, but I wouldn't have thought it was lower fat. I would think like meat's meat, whatever. So now you just have to be more aware of the things that you're eating and what, you know, how many grams of protein they have and how many fat grams and how many carbohydrates are in everything. So really just learn how to read labels, use that Carb Manager app, learn how to track your macros, and really just listen to your body. That is the #1 tip for keto, is to listen, eat that fat and listen to your body. Eat when you're hungry, not when you think you're supposed to. And it's really, really simple to get started. It really is. Anyone can do it. You don't have to, pay a ton of money to start. You just need to load up with those healthy fats, start eliminating those carbohydrates, and it doesn't have to be like a drastic switch. Like tomorrow I'm done. If you're the type of person who needs to kind of ease into things, go ahead and start just eliminating a little bit a day until you're to that point. Because once you get those sugars and those carbohydrates out of your system and your body is running off of that fat, you're gonna feel amazing, and it's all gonna be worth it. And you're gonna wonder why you didn't do this so long ago. And you really don't miss the carbs. Like, you really don't, because you're satisfied with the food that you're eating. It's good, it keeps you full longer, and your body is running the way it's supposed to be running. So those are my tips for getting started. I hope that helped you. Thank you for those who have subscribed. If you haven't, make sure you do. I'm gonna have daily tips or recipes, maybe some random life shit thrown in here. But thanks for watching. I hope that it was helpful, and good luck.